Hi everyone, welcome to this week's edition of The Fix, the Friday session where we strip away the hype and answer the real questions about AI. My name is Craig Pateman and it's good to be with you today. Firstly, an apology. We weren't on air last week. I do apologise for that. Just a number of things occurred on different business fronts that prevented us from putting together a session on The Fix. So I do apologise for that, but all's good. We're back and operating on full cylinders this week. So it's good to be with you, and I hope you've had a very good week. So The Fix is where we look at real AI questions that have been discussed with us during the week or come up in things we've read or looked at or what's going on. And this week, we just want to move away from what we normally do in terms of business operations and business questions in terms of AI, but just have a look at some technical aspects that are coming up with AI and things that we feel should be addressed so that you in your business can start thinking about them or starting to utilize these areas to improve your business and understand AI a little bit more. We're going to look at things like pattern recognition, MCP, or AI agents. These things are occurring numerous times throughout the week in various articles and various discussions. And what we will do today is explain them in plain English and what they mean and how they actually matter for your business. So let's jump into the first question, which is AI just mathematics? Well, yes, at its core, AI is just math. It's just mathematics. It's probability, statistics, optimization, scale by massive computing power. It's you see where OpenAI, Facebook, all these organizations are building large premises with servers, needing a large amount of computing power to operate AI. So think one way you may look at AI is it's like a calculator on steroids, and really on steroids. The math isn't new, but the scale and speed make it feel intelligent, that it quickly can get to an answer. Now, an example might be like AI forecast sales trends because it crunches more variables faster than you and your Excel spreadsheet could ever do. So it's just mathematics. That's all AI is. It's mathematics, so don't get too attached to it in any way, shape, or form. It doesn't know you. It doesn't understand you. It is just responding in a mathematical way. So let's move on to the second question. What do they mean by pattern recognition with AI? Well, firstly, AI doesn't understand like you and I do. It just predicts patterns. And you think about it, when someone's doing a weather forecast, they're doing it on forecasting on patterns. Patterns really are a fundamental core of the way humans look at things, patterns. And how we act, how we react, what we do is fundamentally all built upon patterns. And the more you go into it, you more get to see how our brain works and what it does. But AI predicts patterns. That's why it can finish your sentence, because it's working on the probability of the next more likely word is this, because it's analyzed heaps and heaps and heaps and heaps of data. Just analyze so much data, so many documents, so many things that have been written, internet websites, books, magazines. It's just analyzed that to see how things have written. And that's why it can finish a sentence, flag fraud, as it has been doing for a number of years when you use with credit cards and banks utilize it and financial institutions, or work out how customer behavior, they cluster customer behavior. And it sees that if people do this, then they'll do this. A bit like it. I mean, it's algorithms, and it's how Facebook and think, oh, if you've liked this, it'll show you something of a similar. It's how Google runs some things and do all that. And then like Spotify, it learns your music taste. If it knows if you listen to this and consistently listen to this artist and you might like this artist, From repeating patterns from how you utilize Spotify or you utilize Apple Music, AI learns to predict text, spot anomalies, and forecast demand. And from a business perspective, it can then spot customers who buy product X from your customer database, often upgrade to service Y, and alert you to an upsell. So that is how AI works and what it means by pattern recognition. And fundamentally, that is how your brain is working and how you work. Now, what is MCP? Excuse me, Model Context Protocol. You may have heard of this, and it's been bandied about. And if you use Claude, they've enabled MCP for you, and ChatGPT depends on what plan you're on with MCP. But it's a new standard for connecting AI models with your tools and data safely. So it's like a universal adapter plug. It lets your AI tool, as I mentioned, Claude or ChatGPT, connect directly into your CRM, your calendar, if you use Gmail, your email, and so forth. So what it can do if you utilize MCP, so instead of pasting data into ChatGPT, that's our tool of choice, MCP could let it securely pull that information it needs directly from your systems. It might be from a Google Sheet, an Excel spreadsheet. It could be from an email. So it will allow you just to have direct communication to help you fine-tune certain actions in your business. So that is what MCP is. And I know, Claude, you've been able to utilize that because we wrote an article about this about 2 months ago now, I think maybe 3 months, on utilizing MCP with Claude or ChatGPT to automate certain aspects of your business. So let's look at should you use it, and if yes, how? Yes, absolutely, we believe that you should use it. And if you want AI to do more than just chat, that's what you need to do. Start to look at utilizing MCP in areas that you feel comfortable with, in allowing your AI tool of choice to access. It could be your emails, to be able to draft responses for you when they come in with a certain subject line, or do this or that it drafts responses so that you're not having to, and it puts them as a draft email. So all that you are doing then is just reviewing, click, send, away it goes, not having to write. So it could happen automatically for you. There's another term thrown around which is called API, and APIs have been about for a very long time. I don't know how long, but an API is just a messenger between apps. For an example, Uber uses APIs to send your booking to the driver's app. So it's application programming interface, and MCP is then a new messenger built for AI. So it can fetch reports, update your CRM, or draft documents automatically. So you could imagine that AI pulls your AI tool of choice, pulls last week's sales data from a Google Sheets, and emails you a performance summary every Monday. So you have no manual actions required or steps. You could have a sales team who come in and update a Google Sheet with sales or contacts or whatever weekly reports that you have within your organization, and you upload them into a Google Sheet or you upload them somewhere. You can then utilize MCP with your AI tool of choice to analyze those for you at a set time. You might tell your team, have everything updated by 12 o'clock Friday, 3 o'clock Friday afternoon, 5 o'clock Friday afternoon. You then will set up an automation to happen with your AI tool of choice that, say, at 6 p.m. Friday night, it runs, it analyzes all these spreadsheets, then drafts a summary for you and emails you a performance summary so that you have it first thing Monday or Friday night or whenever that suits you. It depends on your schedules and what you're doing. So that's what you can utilize MCP for, that technology. There is still debates about whether that's what will be the final tool that everyone, or final interface that people will use, but at the moment it looks like it's heading towards MCP. But I'm not a technical person and I'm not an organization that's driven by that, so we'll see what happens. And finally, our last question this week is, what do they mean by AI agents? Now, you think of an AI agent as artificial intelligence plus a task, plus tools, plus autonomy. So it doesn't just answer, it actually acts for you. So think of it like a junior employee. You give it a job, it has the tools, it works through the steps itself. So and an example of this could be a sales agent. Could pull leads from LinkedIn for you. It could score them against your CRM or a profile that you have and send the outreach email, and draft. Could draft an outreach email for you to go to that particular prospect, customer, cold lead, whatever's happening within your business. So it's moving from being an assistant to being a team member. You've activated it to do this with this task, with these tools, and given it autonomy to do that. Based around your guardrails or guidelines, you're always giving your AI tool parameters to working, like you would a junior employee. You're giving it the guardrails. People are not calling them guidelines now, we're calling them guardrails. It's like they now want to stop your AI going off course by giving it a guardrail. So you've got to give it guidelines to move forward. So what's important is these terms, and if you understand these, you'll know what's real and what's hype, and you'll be ready to build. These terms such as mathematics, pattern recognition, MCP, APIs, agents, they're not just buzzwords. They are actual building blocks of how AI will move from a tool you use with prompts to a system that actually works inside your business. It takes it from just doing one particular task, one application, to then becoming a system that works inside your business. So if you understand these and get your head around them, then it'll give you a good platform to move forward. And we talk about these and focus on these with our various programs, our various workshops that we run, and we touch on them within our monthly subscription Pulse. So if these are of interest to you, DM us and we'll send you the links to our various programs and workshops and our subscription magazine, and to help you start to implement and enhance your business with AI. So that's us for this week. I thank you for your time. Please leave us some feedback. That's how we we improve, and that's how any AI tool of choice will improve if you give it feedback. So leave us some comments, leave us some questions that you may wish us to answer in future episodes of The Fix. And that's us for this week. I thank you for your time. I hope you have a wonderful weekend, and we look forward to catching up with you next week when we bring you another edition of The Fix.